The Memphis Grizzlies control the tap. Just off the mark.
And a lot of times in this league, teams take days off. But if this defense keeps maintaining that style of pace defensively, this is going to be a dogfight.
Here comes the screen. Oh, great defense there, forcing the pickup. A lot of contact, no whistle.
And the game is so different. In today's NBA, defenders are longer, quicker, and more athletic than we've ever seen before. So offensively, as a shooter, you either have to be able to create more space off the dribble for your shot or have a much faster release. Ideally, you have both in your arsenal.
The possession in favor of Detroit. Jackson to Drummond. To Jackson. Shot clock to 4 for the Pistons. Has a chance. Off the mark. Not a high percentage shot. Conley. Down to Green. It was right there. Grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Jackson. To Drummond. Won't go. He needs some luck on his side given how they're defending. Conley into the front court. They lead it. 4-point game. Anderson rocking the rim. Feed the big fella. Point to the passer.
So good when you get everybody involved, in particular your bigs. You get them going, they'll run the court faster, and guess what? They'll set harder screens because they're actually in the game.
Jackson. Screen coming. Inside, he scores.
Another possession they were forced to take a tough shot. This time they got it to go, but they need to do something different to start creating more open look opportunities.
Shot from the lane won't go.
Okay, that's all right. You take your lumps and you move on. You did exactly what the game plan was defensively to guard a player like that.
On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
Grizzlies own the basketball. Conley. To Gasol. Off the mark. With defense like that, little margin for error.
And that's how you close out on a shooter with a sense of urgency. The shooter was more worried about his landing space than he was the shot.
Conley into the front court. 2-point advantage. And scores on the step back.
And that footwork was absolutely off the charts. Just that space, splash.
Now the Pistons going to use a timeout as they'll talk things over in what's now a 4-point game. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. Jackson knocked loose. Taken away by the Grizzlies. Conley. God, tough shot. Hand in his face. He makes them pay.
This has been a good first quarter for him so far. That wasn't an easy shot, but he was able to knock it down and add to their lead.
Jackson knocked loose. Picked up by Memphis. Across the timeline, it's Conley. 10-4 is the score. Right now, the Pistons have the basketball. Jackson. Johnson. And the finish at the rim.
That's what they need to do more of. Attack that basket. Hit him where it hurts.
Conley into the front court. Exactly a minute to go here in the opening quarter. Got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. Jackson with it. 10-6 our score. Jackson. Here comes the screen. Jackson. Another chance. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
I mean, with so much talk these days about three-point shooting and the spacing on the court and having versatile athletic wings, sometimes when you have a dominant big man, you keep giving him the ball. You let him be that anomaly.
4-3, knocks it down. And Jay, so much better to get that shot beyond the arc than inside 22 feet.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Going to launch beyond the arc. Oh, he couldn't get it to go. Oh, working hard there. Collects the rebound and gets it back up for the slam. Now a three at the buzzer. And it's off the rim. Came so close to draining that one from three-quarters court. But that'll do it for this opening period. First quarter's complete. The first quarter complete, on to the second period. A little bit of a feeling out process so far.
Well, both teams had their rhythm. They established the tempo that they wanted to play at. But ultimately, something has to give. Some team has to draw a line in the sand.
Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. To Griffin. Detroit with 4 to shoot. Has a look. Can't connect.
You know, Ed, so many players think the only way they can get big money is on the offensive end, but this is a game about roles. If your role is to be a defender, get your money on that end, please.
From the painted area, won't go down. Ish Smith to Griffin. Trying to cash in. He buries it off the step back.
What was once a tight space is no longer. There is absolutely no way the defender can recover after that move.
To Conley. Down low Green. Defender was right there. He has to know better.
See, I don't like that shot right there. Pass the ball, get the defense moving, maybe set a hard screen, roll to the rim, see the ball go in a couple of times before you settle for a mid-range jumper that's contested.
Kicks it around the perimeter. Kennard to Griffin. Wide open shot. Nice to see him expand his arsenal.
Ed, I'm telling you right now, that is the move of an assassin.
It's Grizzlies ball. Conley to Jaren Jackson. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
And no emotion, just that ice-cold stare. That's a sign of somebody who's here to compete.
Knocked loose. Taken away by the Grizzlies. Conley into the front court. Leads one. Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always strive for. Whistle stops play, and we'll get a timeout here for Detroit as they'll discuss matters in what's now a three-point game. New blood coming in for both sides. That's blocked by Anderson.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
And look out. Big finish at the rim.
And easy, too. Get back on defense.
Ish Smith to Griffin. Nothing going here on that drive. Griffin won't go. He has to find better opportunities.
And it's never a great thing when you're talking to yourself the entire next possession about the shot you just missed. Now you know you're in that player's head mentally.
To Drummond. Knocked loose. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Grizzlies. So it stays with Detroit. Ish Smith. Kennard. To Smith. Kennard. To Smith. Shot clock. It's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. Shot clock violation. Conley. Not that time. Strong finish at the rim for Marcus All.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. Pistons have it. Ish Smith. Here comes the screen. It's blocked by Gasol. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Grizzlies. Substitution being made in this one. Ish Smith. Nice finish at the rim.
This game is so mental. Trust me, some nights you get poor effort defensively, you can't make any shots, then you see the ball go in, boom, switch turned on.
With a drop step. Off the mark.
Hey, lock up, lock up.
Oh, why not? It only has a chance if it goes up.
Did you see the distance between him and the defender? You could pretty much put a department store between the two.
Prices coming down. Scores from the post.
Get your money, man.
It's Detroit's ball. Ish Smith. To Griffin. Nothing going here on that drive. Gets it to go. The percentage lied with the defense. The shooter strikes that time. Across the timeline, it's Conley. His guys should be able to get the final shot. Gasol creates the space to bury the three on the step back.
The eyes of the shooter say everything. His eyes pretty much said, "Are you sure you want to give me the ball here?"
Time expires to end the first half. The Grizzlies have the lead.
The Grizzlies have the advantage on the scoreboard at halftime, and the offensive glass was their domain. They scored plenty of second chance points, asserting themselves in the paint. These are the guys getting buckets for the Memphis Grizzlies. The Pistons are down at halftime and in need of some momentum. They've been scrapping, doing their best to be competitive. We'll see if their efforts are more rewarded in the second half. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Detroit Pistons.
Game track. Three-point shooting.
The Memphis Grizzlies have been emphasizing their three-point shooting in this matchup. Given how accurate they were in the first half, I think it's fair to expect more shots from deep in the closing half.
Player of the half.
Mike Conley did a great job of reading the defense and exploiting the opportunities where he can make the most damage. He's definitely feeling it.
Who was cold?
No one wants to be picked for this segment, but he couldn't avoid it. Maybe he'll turn things around in the second half. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Thanks for joining us for the halftime report. The second half is about to get started.
Pistons ball here. Ish Smith to Griffin. It's no good. Defender did just enough to force the tough shot.
Oh, I see how you're playing this chess match. That's what you keep doing defensively. Keep baiting him and luring him into shooting that jump shot. Exploit him.
And scores on the step back. Unguardable, Jay.
It's so good to see a healthy Mike Conley out there running the show. He only played 12 games last season, but when he's healthy like this, that kid's special.
Here comes the screen. Picked up by Memphis. Anderson to Gasol. Off the mark. He's made those before, but that was well defended. To Smith. Johnson. Gasol up to block the shot. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Grizzlies. Griffin to Drummond. You've got to get that one to go.
Ooh, someone's been working on their game in the offseason, but let's not get carried away.
Conley. Hand in his face, still hits. You don't see that very often.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Ish Smith. To Griffin. To Drummond. Shot won't go. He has to create to get a better look.
I love when bad shooters make shots. They run down the court saying, I should get the ball more. And that's when you say, no, you're open for a reason.
Conley to Kyle Anderson.
You got the screen right.
Turned away by Drummond.
That kid can block out the sun, man.
The possession in favor of Detroit. Oh, blocked by Green.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Conley into the front court. His team leads it by 10. That's usually one that he'll knock down. To Smith. A lot of contact. Shot's no good and no foul. Shot from the lane won't go. And watch him do the rest. Slam dunk. Now the Pistons going to use a timeout as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter. We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Jackson. To Griffin. Inside, he scores. Simply put, can you build a franchise around Blake Griffin right now?
No, not right now. I think he's starting to get to the latter part of his career. I think he could be a key cog in a championship team, but just not the main guy.
Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Jackson. To Griffin. Shot clock winding down. Jackson gets it in the left corner. Lets it fly from long range. That's off the side of the rim, short. The follow won't go either.
And this is where you know you have the offense right where you want them. Every possession, all you see them doing is complaining to the ref, complaining to each other. You're making the game uncomfortable. That's the mark of a good defense.
Conley. Just not going down. Jackson with it. The deficit now up to a dozen. Jackson to Stanley Johnson. Down low for Griffin. Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul.
big shout out to the athletic trainer for this team. It's obvious you've been doing all the preparation required of your team in the weight room in the offseason. Flex on them a little bit.
To Conley. Here comes the screen. Conley to Gasol. Deep right corner. To Conley. Add 2 points to the board.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Griffin. Off the mark. What on earth was he thinking? There's the buzzer. 3 quarters complete. The Grizzlies are way out in front. It's been a compelling game so far. The 4th quarter is underway. Memphis with the rock. Conley to Jaren Jackson. Sizing up the defense. No good. Oh, it looked like he may have gotten him there.
Because he had no body control. You have to be able to control your body when you attack the rim at full speed. That's part of your concentration. People assume concentration just on the rim, but your body control is everything. Be able to speed yourself up or slow yourself down.
Here comes the screen. Oh, blocked away.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
To Reggie Jackson. The drive, right to the basket. Runner's good there.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Conley into the front court. It's an 8-point lead. Conley to Jaren Jackson. Not going down for him this time. Right now, the Pistons have the basketball. To Drummond. He was smothered and still gets it to go down.
Underutilized, underutilized, underutilized. Am I getting my point across? Let's see more of them.
Across the timeline, it's Conley. Up 6. Able to convert inside.
I'm laughing because when you look at Marc Gasol, he's not the fastest big guy in the game. He's not the smoothest, nor is he the best shooter. But you know what he is? He's prepared and he's experienced. That's why you can get your 17 to 18 to 19 points per night or more, and you get a tough low post presence.
To Gasol. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Grizzlies. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Pistons have it. Leaving no doubt. Slams it down.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Conley into the front court. Up by 6. Conley banks it in for 2.
I don't know what the point of you having a scouting report is if you don't utilize it. You're allowing him to get to positions on the floor where you know he feels most comfortable. Make it a challenge for him by making him do something uncomfortable.
Conley into the front court. His team on top by 8 with another basket there.
The pass was really good, but what I love most about the play, Ed, was that every player that ran in transition had active hands, which means they were active targets. They provided a target for the player to deliver the pass. That's how you work together as teammates.
The screen sets him up for 2.
Sometimes you hear people give all these fancy breakdowns, tell you all these different things they can do. That was just plain old simple bully basketball. Muscled his way through the lane.
Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
No fading on that shot. Strictly up and down.
Fundamentals 101. It's Detroit's ball. Nothing going here on that drive.
Right.
Probing the defense. Gets it in the right corner. Griffin. Jay, I don't know if you call that the shooter's touch, but they will take it.
Well, essentially, the touch did help the ball go in, Ed. I don't know. I might have to agree to disagree on that.
To Jaren Jackson. Almost, but no good.
You know, as a shooter, you recognize that was good defense, but that's more on you than it is the defense. Challenge yourself to get the ball back and continue to be aggressive.
Screen coming.
Hey, screen.
And it's rejected.
And it's not just about blocking shots, it's about the physicality of the game. How about on all these down screens, your bigs are bumping these guys off the screen, allowing you to catch up to the play defensively. That's why you're playing so well.
With a drop step. From the painted area, won't go down. Kennard shot off the mark. Referees called it. That was intentional.
Smart play. You have fouls to use. Good way to manage the clock without burning the timeout.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Wraps him up. That's intentional. And the ref calls it.
Okay, now look over to the sideline and see what the staff is trying to draw up on the next play. That's good clock management thus far.
Knocks down the first. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Whistle stops play. And we'll get a timeout here for Detroit. They're down big in this fourth quarter. And a chance here to empty their bench. Griffin to Jackson. Knocked loose. Taken away by the Grizzlies. Across the timeline, it's Conley. The lead stands at 9. Screen coming. Conley. Shot's no good. You have to like the confidence, but that was a difficult shot. Hits the late 3 at the buzzer, but it's not going to be enough. This game